From Toothless being the first dragon ever to the entire world being secretly post-apocalyptic, today we're breaking down 10 mind-bending how to train your dragon secrets that completely change how you see the franchise. But first, if you love Toothless, drop a Night Fury emoji. And if you're ready to question everything, hit that subscribe button. Number 1. Toothless isn't the last Night Fury. He's the very first dragon. This theory took 14 years to figure out. Night Furies aren't rare because they went extinct. They're rare because every other dragon evolved from them. Toothless has all 7 dragon abilities: plasma blasts, echolocation, speed, camouflage, intelligence, and flight. No other species has more than 3. The deadly Natter lost camouflage. Gronkles lost flight. Every dragon is just a specialized version of Toothless. They're branches of the original blueprint. But here's the disturbing part. The Book of Dragons doesn't describe Night Furies as a species. It describes them as the origin itself, the unholy offspring of lightning and death itself, not a creature, a source, the literal beginning of all dragons. And Grimmel spent 40 years hunting them down, not just to kill them, but to erase the one species capable of creating all others. He was trying to delete the entire dragon family tree. So Toothless didn't just become alpha through strength, he became alpha because every dragon in existence recognizes him as their genetic ancestor. Number 2, Hiccup's name wasn't random, it's a curse passed down through his family. Wait, this one gives the name a completely different meaning. Go back 240 years before Hiccup is born. There was a chief named Hamish II. He was the son of Hamish I, the most successful leader in Berk's history. But Hamish II, he was smaller, weaker, and because of that, people called him a hiccup, a mistake, a weakness in the bloodline. Fast forward, Stoic becomes chief, and his son is born prematurely. Stoic looks at this small, fragile baby and decides to name him Hiccup, the exact same name that marked his ancestor as a failure. It's not a cute nickname, it's a generational curse. Stoic is literally telling his son, you are weak just like your ancestor. And that pressure, it shapes everything. Hiccup spends the entire first film trying to not be a hiccup, trying to prove he's worthy. The name wasn't destiny, it was a burden passed down through blood. So Hiccup didn't just overcome his father's expectations. He had to overcome 240 years of family shame. Number 3, How to Train Your Dragon takes place after civilization collapsed. This sounds insane, but hear me out. The evidence is everywhere. The world looks like simple Viking society. Wooden houses, handmade weapons, but then there's the Dragon Eye. This device is impossibly advanced. Complex gears, hidden compartments, projections that look like holograms. The engineering and precision, Vikings shouldn't be able to create this, ever. But scattered across the archipelago, there are ancient ruins, massive structures, and forgotten knowledge. Entire dragon species were documented by civilizations that existed long before Berk. Nobody knows who these people were, what happened to them. Hiccup wasn't living in the distant past. He was living thousands of years after the fall of our own civilization, rediscovering a world that had already been lost once before. And the Dragon Eye wasn't ancient magic, it was ancient technology. Number 4, Hiccup's greatest act of kindness actually doomed the entire world. This one's genuinely dark, and it keeps me up at night. At the end of the hidden world, Hiccup makes the emotional decision to send every dragon into a hidden sanctuary, away from mankind. He believes humans aren't ready. It seems noble, but what if it destroyed everything? For thousands of years, dragons were part of the planet's ecosystem. They weren't just creatures, they were apex predators. Entire food chains evolved around them. Removing every single dragon overnight is like eliminating all wolves and birds of prey at once. Think about the oceans. Dragons like the sea shocker and thunderdrum hunted massive amounts of fish. They kept populations balanced, food shortages spread, and species that depended on dragons for protection go extinct. Forest dragons like the zippleback burned grasslands, but controlled fire is essential for ecosystems. It spreads seeds, prevents overgrowth. Other dragons may have spread seeds, controlled pests, or fertilized land. If humans lived alongside dragons for centuries, nature itself adapted to their presence. And here's the darkest part. By the time humans realized something was wrong, it might have been too late, because the only creatures capable of restoring balance, hidden in a world no one can reach. So Hiccup saved dragons by potentially destroying the world they lived in. Number 5, Toothless never actually needed Hiccup to fly. This reframes their entire relationship. Toothless lost part of his tail and needs Hiccup's prosthetic to fly, right? Wrong. Throughout the films, watch Toothless gain more control over that artificial tail. He performs increasingly complex aerial maneuvers. He glides independently. By the later movies, he demonstrates incredible precision flying. He's getting better. Here's what fans realized. Toothless stopped needing Hiccup physically much earlier than we thought. But he didn't tell him. He kept asking Hiccup to ride. He kept diving together. He kept needing him beside him. That's not dependency, that's choice. Toothless wasn't carrying Hiccup because he had to. He was carrying Hiccup because he wanted to. Their connection wasn't about survival, it was about friendship, trust, loyalty. It was always about love. So the most powerful moment in the entire franchise isn't when they fly together, it's when Toothless chooses to leave Hiccup behind, knowing he always could have. Number 6, these dragons are so overpowered that fighting them is basically a death sentence. Did you know about these? The triple strike has 3 tails, and each one carries a different venom. One sting can completely change the outcome of a fight. It's not just a weapon, it's tactical flexibility that no dragon can counter. There's the Skrill. Most dragons create fire. The Skrill controls lightning itself. It channels electricity through its entire body, unleashes devastating attacks, and turns thunderstorms into personal weapons. It's not competing, it's in a different category entirely. The Flightmare is a ghostly dragon that glows beneath the night sky and releases a mist that instantly paralyzes its victims. Imagine being unable to move while something you can barely see drifts silently toward you. That's psychological warfare. And then there's the Night Fury. Speed, intelligence, all rolled into one. Speed that lets it strike before anyone reacts. Intelligence that rivals humans. Toothless doesn't just win fights, he ends them before they start. So if you ever encounter any of these dragons, you're not fighting, you're waiting to lose. Number 7, the Red Death victory wasn't luck. It was pure strategic genius. Everyone thinks the Red Death defeat was just Toothless getting lucky with one shot. It wasn't. Remember that island scene? Hiccup and Toothless are sharing food, watching the sunset. A smaller dragon tries to steal their meal. Toothless fires one tiny burst of flame. That tiny blast completely stuns it. Most people miss this moment, but Hiccup and Toothless, they learn something crucial. No matter how fireproof or armored a dragon's exterior is, the inside of its body isn't protected the same way. The mouth, the throat, the interior, all vulnerable. They realize dragons have a fatal weakness. Now watch the Red Death battle. First, they lure it into open air, a battlefield it's not used to. They wait until it unleashes its massive fire blast. Then they attack its body to draw attention, forcing it into a dive. And during that free fall, Toothless turns back and fires directly into the Red Death's wide open mouth. Flames burst from inside its throat. It crashes and dies from internal damage. That doesn't feel random, that's intentional. That's not strength, that's intelligence, teamwork, and evolution. And that's what makes the victory so much more powerful than any lucky shot could be. Number 8, Valka's Bewilderbeast didn't lose the fight. It was set up to lose. The Bewilderbeast battle isn't just a dragon fight, it's rigged from the start. Valka's Bewilderbeast has straight tusks. Drago's Bewilderbeast has curved tusks. Those curved tusks can angle differently, enter the opponent's body more easily, and strike at angles a straight-tusked dragon can't defend. It's an architectural advantage, but it gets worse. Drago put heavy armor on his dragon. Valka's dragon had no protection at all. While Valka's Bewilderbeast is trying to fight, it's also absorbing damage from armor-piercing strikes. It's like fighting someone in plate mail while you're barehanded. Here's the darkest part. Valka tried to stop the fight because she loves dragons. She wanted peace. Drago? He didn't care. He ordered his dragon to attack without hesitation. While Valka was showing mercy, Drago was showing aggression. One fighter holding back, one fighter going all out. The outcome wasn't a mystery, it was predetermined. So Valka didn't lose because her dragon was weak. She lost because Drago stacked every advantage possible against her. Number 9, Toothless's voice isn't just an effect, it's engineered perfection. Every time Toothless flies, there's that signature sound that gives you chills. It's not random. Legendary sound designer Randy Tom from Skywalker Sound, the same people who do Star Wars, mixed together multiple animal sounds. Horses, whales, even tigers, all combined with human vocalizations. All of it blended to create Toothless's unique sonic signature. That's not a voice, that's a composition. When Toothless dives at full speed, that whoosh and whirring sound, actually inspired by the effect of a plasma blast charging, as if Toothless is gathering electric energy before striking. The roar of rushing wind is added to make you feel the incredible speed. Every sound element is purposeful, so every time Toothless takes flight, his sound isn't just an effect, it's a symbol that the Night Fury is truly legendary. The audio design is so intricate that it reminds your brain that you're watching something mythical, something dangerous, something powerful. Before he even does anything, his sound tells you he's different. That's why your entire body reacts when you hear it. Number 10, the live-action film revealed. Secrets, the animated version tried to hide this one's meta, but fascinating. In the animated animated film, Hiccup figures out how internal dragon gas works by interacting with smaller dragons. That knowledge helps him defeat the queen. But in the live-action version, they remove that scene entirely. Instead, live-action Astrid's frustration with Hiccup comes from privilege. He's the chief's son, so people are easier on him. That's a completely different motivation that adds depth. Live-action Snot actually has a father and a relationship with him. Animated Snot's dad is completely absent. The live-action film also makes multiple mentions of Valka and her death, using it as a key motivator for Stoic. In the animated film, she's barely brought up. The live-action version leans into this tragedy as the emotional core. And here's the wild one: Gobber's missing leg. In the animated film, it's his right leg. In live action, it's his left leg. Why? Because actor Nick Frost has a bad left knee in real life, so they changed the character to match his actual physical limitation. And that's it. Which one blew your mind the most? A shocking theory or a hidden production detail? Let me know in the comments. If you want more How to Train Your Dragon breakdowns that'll completely change how you see these movies, hit that like button and make sure you're subscribed.